He went inside Sarah's room. He went inside and he touched all her underwear, her bra he was making indecent comment, vulgars. When they will work, he will still be making those comments and insinuating that she had toys.
First and foremost, I want to thank you for doing this interview. I understand it's a lot of sensitive topics that we're going to discuss today. And I know you just want to be a voice for your daughter. So tell me a little bit about your daughter, Sarah, and what's currently going on.
What is happening in Sarah's base is that since January, she reported sexual harassment. She filled out all the documents. She kept on reporting this to her supervisors, and nothing was ever done until, I guess, so many complaints that she put, and me talking to them, they investigated and they decided that it was actually, yes, it was a case for sexual harassment, and they ordered this person to have a no contact order with her. That no contact order has been violated from left to right. This guy keep on showing up. He's actually shows up whenever she does exercise. He even parked next to her car. They even have been working together in certain times. He makes himself be heard. He had the audacity of even saying hi to Sarah like nothing has happened.
I'm so sorry. Where is your daughter stationed right now?
Sarah is in Misawa, Japan.
Japan. And can you tell us a little bit about what happened? Can you get into more detail?
The reason why we decided to post it was because on October 7th for us, the 6th, she was leaving out of her work, and he followed her, and then she called us. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning for us, and she was terrorized, and she thought she was gonna be killed. The only thing over the phone, as you can imagine, we just jump out of their bed. We just didn't know what to do. I just stay on the phone as much as I can. I told her, run to where you see people. Make sure that you see what he does, and then when you don't see him anymore, run to the police station, which is what she did. And she did the report with them there too.
What exactly did this man do to Sarah?
He went inside Sarah's room. He went inside and he touched all her underwear, her bra he was making indecent comment, vulgars. When they will work, he will still be making those comments and insinuating that she had toys. Once again, making disgusting comments towards her, and people laughing, and she kept on telling him that's not nice, stop, and he kept on doing it and making her feel horrendously uncomfortable there.
Wow, I'm so sorry. So he came into her room and was touching her belongings, and then after
yes, he opened her drawers, and when he found the drawer that she had the underwear and her bra, he was playing with them, and then he was making jokes, and then he kept on repeating those things and making all these disgusting comments, vulgar comments to her.
And now, is this man superior to your daughter Sarah?
No, he's in the same level. He's an airman as well. Okay. It's in the same level, Sarah.
So now, after this took place and your daughter continuously told him, this is not okay, stop making those comments and those jokes, and really just hurting her in front of everyone, he followed her and she went and she filed a police report, correct?
Sir, she had already made all of this, and before he followed her, he had already an order, no contact order. What dragged her to go do the police report was the day that he followed her. But he had already had that order. Obviously, he's breaking it. For somebody to have a no contact order is just like a restricting order for us. You need to stay away from that person, not show yourself to her all the time, terrorizing her, thinking that she's alone, but she's not alone. And enough is enough.
Has she spoken to her managers and to those in command?
She and myself, I have spoken to all the supervisors. She had done all the protocol that you can think, everything that she was told to do, she has done it, reported to whoever she needed to be reported. The first acting commander told me that the base was small and they couldn't control that. That's the only thing that he told me. But yet again, he keep on doing this. It's like he doesn't care.
Now, what was the response that Sarah got from her commanders and her supervisors when she told them she was being sexually harassed by someone?
The thing that they told me all the time, we're going to investigate. We're going to investigate. Finally, they concluded that yes, it was sexual harassment. They ordered this no contact order, and he still kept on violating. And Sarah was telling them that she felt uncomfortable with this man. Like, for instance, for her to go get the equipment to do her engineering work, because he works in the same location as Sarah, she will have to see him. She couldn't go in there feeling safe without him addressing anything. So basically they just felt like, it's one of the things that, to me, I feel like it comes with the uniform, but it shouldn't come with the uniform. Nobody should be sexually harassed, especially when they're expressing it, that she doesn't feel comfortable doing this or hearing this thing that these guys keep on saying to her.
Mm-hmm. And now, after your daughter reported this to her supervisors, they didn't switch her to a different department or even switch that man who sexually harassed her. They continued to leave them both.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. The only thing that they have done after that, they have moved Sarah to 2 different buildings.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing. They have moved her to 2 different buildings.
That's it. But
That's
even
it.
moving her to 2 different buildings, she can still come in contact with this man every
Correct. This Saturday, I FaceTime with her every single morning. This Friday, she was going to grab something to eat because she can't even eat anymore. And I was on the phone with her, and then she told me, I see him again. He was there again. What is the coincidence? They call it that it's a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. How is it that whenever she goes out, he's there? How do he has to be watching her or somebody. Mm-hmm. He was there, and there goes Sarah again with all this stress. And I'm like, go back to the car, stay there, don't move, stay in the car, lock your doors. We can't be living like this. The only thing we're asking them is for her to move, to be transferred to another base. That's the only thing. And under the equal opportunity, which she submitted that form as well. She doesn't qualify because she hasn't been assaulted. You literally have to be assaulted for you for that to be approved. What are they waiting for? If she's even telling them that she feels for her life, I don't understand. This is not war. My conversations with her is like, Sarah, if something happened, you have to fight to the end. How can you have conversations like that when she's in the base? She's not in war. She's in the base, for God's sake. How can I have conversations like that with my daughter? I don't understand, and I don't understand why they don't see this. Why they don't see that this is damaging her. This is emotionally draining her, physically, mentally. I need her to get out of there. This is why she had to post this, because nobody was listening to us. I have spoken to so many people. I don't even know what ranks or position they have. I have written letters to the congressman. I have sent letters to even to the White House. I have sent letters to Governor DeSantis. He told me he spoke to the commander. That's how they have been contacting me, but the only thing that I get is everything under investigation.
Right. So you mentioned that you spoke to her commanders, correct?
I spoke to the acting commander, yes.
And what was that conversation like for you?
That was the most heartless conversation I ever had. These men did not care whatsoever. I begged them, and I told him that he basically told me that it was a coincidence and that nothing was happening. He told me that. I just don't remember his name. Right. And Sarah doesn't want to give it to me right now.
And I can hear it in your voice how desperate you are and how scared you are for your daughter's life. And it's sad that we're having this conversation about a young woman who is fighting for our country, who is serving our country. This shouldn't be happening. And I'm sure it worries you, and I'm sure you follow the stories of all of the other soldiers who unfortunately lost their lives at Fort Hood and who reported sexual harassment just recently with Vanessa Guillén, who also is Latina. I know your daughter's Latina, and she's also a soldier, and she also has reported sexual harassment. How are you mentally dealing with this? Just seeing what happens to soldiers who come forward and say, I have been sexually harassed, especially for women, especially for Latinas. How are you taking this, and how do you feel right now? What are you?
I just to us, we thought we were in like a horror movie. We never thought in my life, especially the Air Force.
Right.
And not because it's the Air Force, but it's so hard to get in there that you would think that that was the safest military, um, military, what's the name I'm looking for? The branch that she picked, because we feel that that was the safest one for her, because we didn't hear much happening. Never once that we thought that that Sarah was gonna be involved in such a thing. And for that to be taken lightly, for sexual harassment to be taken so lightly, I can't even believe this is why do they have to feel like they're scared to report them? Even if Sarah wasn't scared to report it, she voiced her opinion about it. She did everything in their protocol and nothing came out of there. It's just incredible. How about the ones that they don't speak? There's so many that they don't speak.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're scared of retaliation. She was retaliated against, even with her coworkers, her supervisors. How is this possible? Because she's saying that she doesn't feel comfortable with all these comments, that you shouldn't have touched her underwears. You shouldn't. Who dare you? Who you think you are? How you dare you do that to her? What makes him think that it's okay because nothing is going to happen to them? Is this the mentality that is men and women? Because even the women do that too. Why do they think that it's okay to do that? No, especially when they're telling you not to do it. It's just like, it's amazing how now I'm finding out that even the equal opportunity, there's laws that need to be fixed there. Why is it that she doesn't qualify for a transfer when it's a small base and you are more likely to see this person? This is what the first commander, how is that an excuse?
And how is Sarah doing right now? How is she mentally, physically? How is she taking all of this in?
Sarah is emotionally drained. Sarah just wants to turn off the lights. She just wants to come home. She just wants to get out of there. She doesn't feel comfortable there. She has gone to so many supervisors, so many ranks, so many places. She's exhausted. Right now, her investigation is under OSI, which is like the FBI. I'm assuming because the chief got involved, the chief master, Joanne Bass. She sent me an email and she said she was going to help Sarah. She was going to look into her case, and she just asked me for patience. But we've been waiting since January. How much more do we need to? Like right now, I talked to Sarah today, her dad and I were talking to her. And again, Sarah, don't get out of the room. If you need to go buy something, make sure you have something to protect yourself. This is not something I need to be talking to my daughter on a daily basis. If she doesn't answer a text, I start panicking. If she doesn't answer me, we have a time in the morning. Every morning she calls me. For her, it's night. She have to call me. Sometimes she can't even sleep. I have to FaceTime with her. Sometimes she puts the phone on her door. So we have to watch out for that door, me and my husband. This is how we sleep, for her to sleep. This is a nightmare. This is a horror movie. We shouldn't be going through this. The only thing we're asking is to transfer out. That's the only thing we want. We want her to move out of there.
Now, when exactly did this occur? Because you said you guys have been waiting since January.
This happened the third week of January. The third week of January, this happened, ma'am. And she reported it.
And she reported it. And now Sarah is coming forth with her story because it's been so long since she's seen justice. She hasn't been transferred. That man hasn't been transferred. And in October, she was followed by the same man, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So January to October, she has been in contact with him every single day.
We have filed every single document as well.
I noticed that a few days ago, your daughter posted on Instagram about her story and how she was sexually harassed. And I was reading the comments, and there was just such an outpouring of support from people. And they were tagging a bunch of news sites and just really trying to help Sarah tell her story. I did, however, notice that there were several comments of people who were just really doubting Sarah, or using words like, if this really did happen, which is ridiculous. So tell me, what do you have to say to those people who feel like Sarah's lying or feel as though this isn't as serious?
I'm trying to put it in the nicest words that I can. Nobody in the military will have the guts to, if she wouldn't have fear for her life on that day, nobody would post something like that. Whoever is a member of the military knows that that comes with consequences, especially nowadays when this is happening. She's not going to put that crap because she needs attention. She needs help. She needs to get out of there. This is not a joke. This is not something that she needs attention. This is not a lie. This is something that comes with fact. And we have all of them. We have reached all the resources, everything that they have put there in the comments to do, we have done it. Mm-hmm. This was the last thing, the last straw for us, for somebody to hear her and help her get out. This is why she put that on social media, because we couldn't get nowhere. It was a dead end. This is another thing why so many people don't want to come and complain and have the guts to report all this thing, because they feel like people are not going to believe in. And no, this does not, for anybody that's watching me, no, this does not come with the uniform. This is not where they go and risk their life for us. They don't need to be sexual harassed. They don't need to wait for somebody to be assaulted for something to happen. They need to be protected, because when they're out there fighting for us, we need to help them. We need to make sure, especially in their base, they need to feel that they're safe. They need to feel that they have somebody that can protect them in the base. She's not fighting a war outside. She's fighting a war inside her base. How can this happen?
Going forward, what does justice look like for you and your family regarding your daughter's case?
We just feel positive, thinking that she's gonna be relocated. Mm-hmm. That's where we're thinking that the fair justice should be, for her to get out of there immediately, and for her to continue being, this is her dream career. She doesn't deserve for this man to think that terrorizing her is gonna make her feel down. She even thought about resigning the Air Force because nobody was paying attention, but she shouldn't resign because of this reason. That shouldn't happen.
And what do you think needs to be done and needs to be changed in terms of laws and just how sexual misconduct, sexual harassment, sexual assault is handled within these bases?
I honestly, the equal opportunity or the base needs to regulate these laws. It can't be that you need to be assaulted when somebody's telling you that they're fear for their life, for that person to continue to be in that base, for that person to break a no contact order. How does I can't understand how he can get away with that. If I have a restraining order and I see the person going there and you know the car and all that, why are you going her way? Sexual harassment needs to be something important as well. We cannot wait until people get assaulted. Right now, her case, like I said, is under higher rank investigation. So that's why she couldn't do any interviews. She can't make anything right now because everything is under investigation again.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? You're her mother and you've been there with her throughout this entire experience, and you are her voice throughout all of this. And you continue to be her voice throughout this. One thing we saw with the Vanessa Guillon case was that the reason why they got justice, it wasn't what they wanted, but the reason why they got answers was because her family didn't stop. Her family took to the streets and her family protested and her family went to the base and they said, we want answers. We want to know what's going on. And I hope that throughout this entire experience, I know it's been so hard for your family, but, I really pray that you guys really get the justice. Sarah gets the justice, you guys get the justice, and you guys can have peace and just a better outcome comes from all of this. But continue to be her voice, continue to make noise, continue to, like I said, just be your daughter's mouthpiece throughout this entire situation. I know you mentioned before that you spoke to some of her commanders and you really didn't get a response that you wanted, or even any type of sincerity from them. What would you say to them right now if they were watching, if they come across this video? What would you want to say to them right now?
Just because you see her there and she's so young, you think she doesn't have a voice. She does have a voice. And when somebody tells you that they don't feel safe for their life, you have to listen to them. You have to listen. You can't just think it's okay for all of this to happen and for her to be drained like that, for her to literally beg and beg. Why is she begging so much? Why do I have to call so many people on a daily basis. Why do I have to stress all of this? Why is it so difficult for them to understand that this is not something that should happen? Nobody should feel comfortable with all this. Why can they just come and complain and action should be taken right away? Why do we have to take since January till now for something? Are we waiting for something? We can't wait anymore.
Is there anything else lastly that you would like to add about this, about your daughter's case and just about everything that we spoke about today?
Absolutely. I just want for everybody to continue to share her post. This is what's helping Sarah. I know that there's a lot of airmen that are looking out for Sarah. They're being so nice. Thank you guys for watching when she gets inside her car. Thank you for watching her surrounding. There's not everybody's like this. Unfortunately, we can't control everybody. I understand that, but this shouldn't have escalated to this level. Sarah shouldn't have never been placed in this predicament. Action should be taken from the beginning. This was just handled very lightly. I don't understand why. If somebody keeps on telling you that they feel uncomfortable, why that person have to work with you, why that person feels that it's okay for you to approach them. I don't understand why was this taken so lightly. Absolutely, I can't.
Thank you. I really, again, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. I know this is a very tough topic for you, and I really hope that you continue to fight for Sarah, and Sarah continues to fight back.
At some point, when she used to go to work, nobody wanted to talk to her. Everything was to the side. It's really sad. She has gone through a lot, ma'am. She has gone through a lot.